Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl, Christiana Faith. If you are new here, hello, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, this video might be a little bit different. Today, I will be talking about my alcohol-free journey. I am officially sober for 1 month and 1 day. I don't know why I paused like that, but yeah. So recently I have decided to start a alcohol-free journey again for the second time. And in January of this year, I want to say I started drinking again because it went from, oh, well, I guess I lasted for 6 months, so I know I don't need a drink. I know like drinking doesn't control me. I can just have the one drink. And yeah, that's where it all started to fall slowly down like a dark rabbit hole of me drinking again, and kind of more than I used to drink, but not really. It was a very weird cycle to where I decided literally a month and a day ago that, you know what, I don't want to drink anymore, simply because I do not like how it makes me feel as a person, and it doesn't add any value to my life. And this is something that I have always wanted to talk about, but there has always been this underlying layer of shame and guilt, mostly because I am Christian, and it's like, it's like when you say you're Christian, you just automatically get labeled with like all these things, all of these pressures and stuff. And I was like, oh, I can't come out and talk about this because they're going to be like, oh, well, why are you doing it anyway? Jesus doesn't help you. And most importantly, I just want to be able to help someone else who is going through something that I went through, especially those people who feel like they can't go to anyone else, or they're just so alone, they have to be secretive. You don't have to be secretive. And if you are, hopefully my videos can kind of help you break out of that, because what I can say is that the more you stay to yourself, especially dealing with something like this, the harder it can get. Because it's nice being on your own, it's nice doing things by yourself and being self-sufficient, but sometimes you do need other people, you do need friends or whoever to help you get out of a certain place that you can't get out of on your own. Just a little quick backstory. I am that girl. I am that person that literally has to have a drink and then some or nothing. Like, I go from 0 to 100 real quick. There's no, oh, I can just have one drink and maybe calm down. Like, no, like if I have one drink, I realize, no, it has to be 2, it has to be 3. Unless there's like a certain event where it's like, I know I have work the next morning, then yeah, I just won't drink, because literally, y'all, I cannot just have one. But for me, I would have one drink and then I'm just like always thinking about the next drink. Like, I really have to talk myself down so bad, to the point where I told myself, and like when it was time for me to start this alcohol-free journey, I'm like, the fact that I have to do all of this mental baggage over a drink is crazy. And I'm just like, girl, just don't do it. And another layer of it is my relationship with Jesus, because obviously I think I mentioned I am Christian. And for me, since it wasn't oh, I'm just having one drink and I'm fine, it was teetering. It was in the territory of, girl, you are drunk a lot. And if you know, like, that's not a vibe, that's not okay. So it was also really affecting my faith. And that's where like the shame and like the condemnation and just like, the guilt, I don't want to tell anyone about this, because how am I supposed to be like this Christian woman and talk to someone about this? Like, y'all, I was so down bad deep in my head, because mind you, I had people and friends that I could go to and like they wouldn't judge me. But like when you're in such like a dark place like that, like your thoughts can really tell you otherwise. And that's where I was. So last year when I started the first alcohol journey, it was basically to start this new relationship with Jesus again, like renewing my faith. Like, it just felt like a new fresh start. So I lasted for about 6 months. And then after that 6 months, I really felt like, okay, maybe I can be that person that can just have one drink and she's fine. And you know what, guys? I was that person for a little bit. It started with, oh, just like the one drink and I'm good. So I would go from having just one drink and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm good. I could do this again. Like, I got this under control in 6 months. And then slowly but surely, it started to turn into multiple drinks. It started to turn into like 4 or 5 drinks. It started to turn into like mixing and like doing all of these crazy things. And then it got to a point where I realized, whoa, I am literally back at square one and I don't even know how I got here. Like, that's how far gone I was, guys. And I'm gonna be 100% honest, 100% honest. And everything that I'm sharing in this video is what I want to share and what I'm comfortable with sharing, by the way. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm not going to share simply because, no, I'm not going to air myself out that bad, okay? It kind of got to a point where I was drinking so much that like I kind of knew how to like mask it. So I was in certain places where it's like, girl, why are you like this? Like, and nobody would know that I was drinking. I wasn't like a sloppy drunk or anything like that. But for me, I knew what it was. And then it was just like always going home like, damn, I don't even feel like myself. It was like I kind of was cosplaying as someone else and no one really knew about it. Except for a few people that I told that, like, you know, I expressed to them, like, you know, I think I'm having this problem again, like I need help. And it was a lot of back and forth, guys, because I don't know. It's something about when you start something like this for the first time and then you do it again for the second time. Like this second time, it was so hard to stop. Like the first time with my alcohol-free journey, I think like I just went cold turkey just like that, right? There was probably like a few times where I went like a day or two and I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna give my body a rest. But that first time I went cold turkey for 6 months. The second time around, like I literally tried to stop drinking about like, I wanna say at least 10 times. Like I tried to stop until like a month and a day ago. I don't know what it was.
Hey y'all, so I was editing this video and in this clip, I was about to say that I didn't know why I started this alcohol-free journey again for the second time, and that's a complete lie. I had a moment where something happened and it truly like scared the hell out of me. I'm not gonna go into details about what that moment was, what I was doing, what I was drinking. Just know I had one of those, you know, moments in life where you're just like, I'm really playing with life right now and it's not a good look. And it was really something that was just like, I think from the outside looking in, like if an ordinary person saw it, they'd be like, girl, you tripping. But because I knew like this is something that I was struggling with and like still struggling with to this day, like that moment, like it really took me like way down low. I truly think that it was God like trying to show me something, and because of that, y'all, that's why I started this alcohol-free journey again for the second time. It was just like that one minor moment where it literally just clicked. It scared me and I was just like, yeah, like if I keep going down this route, life ain't gonna be life. Like I'm gonna end up somewhere where it's just like I don't wanna be. So yeah, that's why I started this alcohol-free journey again. And yeah, okay, bye, let's go back to the video.
I'm gonna say it was Jesus, child, because it was to a point where I was like, I don't even know if I could stop. Like this is crazy. I was like, okay, maybe like drinking is just like, it is what it is. Like I truly thought like I could not stop. And it was to a point where like I was kind of convincing myself that it was okay because, oh, you're not drinking that much. But it's like the fact that I'm drinking at all and it's leading to like all of these other issues was my main problem. And you know, when I said it this time, because I remember I said it to my boyfriend, he was like, okay, cool. Because mind you, guys, I was saying this like over 10 times, like, I'm gonna stop drinking. He's like, okay, cool. Like, he's always so supportive. So when I said it this time and he was like, okay, cool, it turned into day 2, it turned into day 3, it turned into day 4, it turned into day 5. And then now we are a month and 1 day in, and I'm just like so proud of myself this time. I remember before I was so like ashamed to even say that I'm celebrating that, but now this time around, y'all, when I say I'm so happy that it's 1 month and 1 day, I'm getting teary-eyed, y'all. I'm so dramatic. And you know, I be crying a lot. Y'all will never catch me crying on camera, by the way. I will edit those tears out real quick. But okay, so tip number 1 might sound super cliche and just like, boring, but you really need to be honest with yourself about how this is affecting you and you really want to have to change. Write down a pros and cons list. It might help. Like maybe you need to visualize it. Maybe you need to see it. Maybe you need to look at what goals you have and really ask yourself, am I closer to my goals is drinking hindering me from getting closer to my goals? Does this drink help me get to my goals faster? Tip number 2, you need to be mindful of the locations that you're going to, the people that you are hanging out with, especially during the beginning phases of this journey. For me right now, I do not go to certain places. I don't go to certain bars or restaurants that I love, that like I have favorite drinks at, only because it's a little bit triggering for me right now. I don't hang out with a certain group of friends anymore that I used to hang out with, which is like, they weren't even friends to begin with, but like that's a whole nother story time. And another thing that I can suggest is, if you do have friends that still drink, be honest with them about where you are in your journey and allow them to adapt to that change. Don't just cut your friends off cold turkey without any communication, just being like a little weird about it. Because one, you don't want to come across as like holier than thou, and two, you don't want to make your friends feel away, especially if they're willing to like change with you or just like adapt to who you are, meaning maybe going out to different places, not doing like the same activities that you used to do. But if you do have those friends where they do not want to change like the locations or like the meetup spots, you might want to reconsider hanging out with them, because you know it's gonna be really hard to start this journey fresh and you're still in those same places that you know you was throwing them drinks back in. Okay, I'm telling you from experience, it might be a little bit hard. If you're stronger than me, then kudos to you. Tip number 3, you also want to be mindful of the content that you consume. One thing that I realized is that the media is really big on pushing binge drinking to like our generation. I'm a part of Gen Z, and I would say even like millennials. So I've noticed that a lot of content that I was consuming was really much so like just pushing alcohol in our face. If you're in a good mood, you should drink. If you're sad, you should drink. If you're mad, you should drink. Like if any type of way you're feeling, you should drink. You feeling tired, have a drink, right? So one thing that I'm doing now is just being very mindful of the shows that I'm watching. And when I do see people go reach for a drink if they're sad, instead of me thinking like, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna do that too, I just think like, oh wow, like that's actually not a healthy way of coping with whatever you're dealing with. Because if you are sad and then you drink on top of you being sad, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but it's the worst feeling ever for me. Like drinking, whenever I was feeling like sad or angry, it only made me feel even more sad times 10. And then waking up with that hangover, not only was I still sad, but I was also dealing with a hangover. So I'm training my brain to like realize that actually no, that's not healthy. That's not an okay way to deal with your problems. You deal with it this way. And that goes for anything. I'm talking about books, TV shows, YouTube videos, anything. My favorite show is Grey's Anatomy, and if you know, you know, they drink a lot on that show. And funny enough, they're doctors, right? You would think that a show like that deals with people that have alcohol induced like syndromes and stuff like that, they will handle it differently. But of course, this is the real world, so yeah, they be throwing it back, child. Even with that show, I really have to tell myself, no, you do not want to be like Meredith and Christina, okay? Like in that way, right? Because it's not good for you. Tip number 3 is you need to go and find a hobby, child. I don't care if it's you sitting in front of your window counting cars, counting different models of the cars, counting the dogs coming down the sidewalk. You need to go and occupy your time with something else, because idle time is going to lead you to do things that you probably do not want to do, like thinking about all those hard, sordid memories of you acting dumb, acting stupid. Trust me, I've been there. So one thing that I have taken up since I started this new journey again is running. Back in 2022, I was really big on running. I was so good at running, y'all. But then I kind of fell off for whatever reason. I don't remember why, but I decided to take it up again, and it's really helping me with staying on track with my journey, because I want to hit certain goals on my fitness journey, my running journey, and I can't hit those goals if I'm drinking. So that really helps me. But even aside from like fitness, I like to read, I like to go on long walks, I like to go to the beach, I like to remember these activities, which is another big thing. When I was drinking, I would do like a lot of things that was fun, right? Because all of my times of drinking, it wasn't just like me acting like a banshee out of hell. Like, no, I was doing like fun things, but because I was drinking so much sometimes, like I wouldn't even remember those memories, right? So I honestly just like to go outside and be a part of nature, go for walks in the park. Like I love going to Prospect Park, I love going to Central Park, and doing things like that really helps me to just like center myself and to just breathe and just to like be grateful for like where I am and just be in the moment. Also, I really like to journal, and not journal in the way where it's like, today was such a good day, like I'm just so amazing, like thank you. No, when I journal, y'all, I be getting into the tea. Like if anybody ever finds my journals, it's over for me. Like, yeah, I really like to write and stuff like that, so I'm really big into that. And with me doing all of these activities, y'all, by the time the end of the day comes, I am so tired. I am just like, oh, I'm tired. I ain't got time to even think about what I did last month or last year that was so damn embarrassing, because I'm out here having fun. So go out and have fun. Don't just sit and sulk and just think about, oh my gosh, I can't drink. Like, just go and live your life with boundaries, of course. And those are the main tips right now that I want to share, because I don't want this video to be too long. Overall, I am very, very happy about this 1 month journey. I am seeing a physical difference in myself as well, because I did gain like 15 to 20 pounds within like these last few months of me drinking again. So I'm slowly like starting to lose weight again because I'm more active. I feel like I sleep so much better mentally. I'm more alert. I'm not as like anxious or like paranoid over like the stupidest things. I feel like naturally I am an anxious person because I'm like super shy and stuff like that. But outside of that, I used to be super anxious about like the craziest things, and I really think it was because of like me drinking. Like it heightened my anxiety. So my anxiety is like so much better right now. Obviously, I'm still dealing with drinking. There's still some things that I'm still struggling with that I have to like unlearn. This is what I meant to say. There's a lot of things that I have to unlearn, and physically some things as well that I'm still dealing with. Nothing major, thank God. But with this only being 1 month and a day when I first originally started this video, I'm seeing so many changes, and it's only up from here. Okay, like I am so excited. I feel like I just want to really truly keep going, and I really truly believe that I'm done with alcohol. And yeah, that's my story. Comment down below if you are on a similar journey, or if you just want to talk about anything. I will be doing more content like this, and yeah, hopefully this helps someone. And if you are new, hopefully you subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to catch you in my other videos where, you know, we talk about some things. But I will see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.